Welcome back to Kharak Cup number 5. This is again from the first round of the elimination bracket. It's going to be Descara versus me, Bozocow. You saw the last game. Hopefully that was Tarn Armor and Catharsis. Really exciting game, really early aggression. I always love that. That's what I'm going to try in this game as well, but we will see how it goes. Obviously Descara, kind of the king of defending these kind of early game scenarios, or at least against me. I can never get anything done against Descara. It's ridiculous. Point is, I was definitely a little bit, worried coming into this match that I would just kind of get stomped again, but I'm going to give it all I got. I also feel like this map is really good for the player who spawns in my position when he's attacking, because he can hold his opponent off the second base. This is not like not a beginning game type of thing, but like if you get into the mid game, this is like a really big weakness to exploit right here. And seeing that, one thing that I could have tried to do here was like a railgun rush. And you can see I am going for more of an economic opener. It's going to be refinery mode first for me, probably. So maybe deciding that, Descara, he's just too good at holding off these early game rushes. Maybe I'm just not even going to try it. Just go for, refinery mode first. I'm doing that same gamble I did against A-Game Inks, where I don't get fleet capacity 45 until after refinery mode is finished. The danger there, of course, if you watched my A-Game Inks video, is that when you're doing this, like, you can be so vulnerable to early aggression, but I mean, I really don't think Descara is going to do that. That being said, he is moving out with some LAVs in the beginning here. Space Runner in a very passive position. I'm not worried about that. Hasn't used the probe at all, and this is probably because he expects something from me. He already knows what I'm going to do, so to say. But he'll be a little bit surprised when he's moved this far out on the map, still hasn't seen me, and now maybe he's getting a little bit worried. Perhaps he should have launched that probe after all. Or maybe not at all, and I'm just, reading things that don't actually exist. Point is, he's going to find this probe right here. Sandscaler fabrication not even finished yet, so if these LAVs were to run in and try to deny the second base, I would kind of be in trouble. I don't have anything to defend against this refinery mode coming out in 10 seconds, but I wouldn't be able to use it. But it doesn't look like Descara has got any such plans. Second production cruiser probably going to be produced by me, or maybe I'm going to tech immediately. I'm not sure why I'm floating so many CUs right here. I'll assign this to group 1. So railgun fabrication coming out for Descara. Yeah, it is going to be another production cruiser. And by the way, this is like so frustrating trying to fight against that sometimes. I kind of went through a phase where like he would go railgun fabrication, I would just lose over and over again. I'm getting better at it now, but for some reason I just couldn't conceptualize in my mind how to like win these railgun wars. But I'm getting better at that kind of stuff. So now I'm not really too worried about that. I kind of expect this coming. Don't expect to see any early game AAVs from Descara, but using base runner healing is going to kind of extend the life of these sandstorms here. So. But you do see I am getting power reserve 1. I'm moving the production cruiser back because I'm a little worried that he's going to be able to overrun right here. But only if he chooses to actually push in. He hasn't chosen to done that just yet. You can see he's playing very passively here, really just trying to stop me from exiting this area of the map. And so he hasn't really damaged my eco at all. But I do need to be producing salvagers. He's on 2 bases as well. I should have the economic edge, but just barely, and that's going to go away unless I can get this base saturated right here. So that's definitely the thing to do right now. Looks like I'm making double sand skimmers. Instead, I'm going to try to get some field control, but I need to make sure I get the space saturated, get a third one set up as fast as possible. Or I could just be behind in this game. I'm beginning to fall behind already with these salvagers on this end doing their thing. I think maybe my problem here is that I'm still kind of on defense mode, I'm still thinking like, oh, well, he's got units in my face, but that's really not true. And these LAVs proving sort of mentally effective in that regard, if you know what I mean. Looking at this now as like the caster with, omniscience, godlike omniscience, it's very obvious to me that this production cruiser needs to move here. I need to get another base up, but I did not see this in game, so. Railgun fabrication is finished, by the way, for me. And if I start producing railguns before salvagers, you're gonna know, yeah, there you go. So that's definitely why I'm gonna fall behind in this game here. He's gonna be on third base before too long. And I am nowhere close to it. Just moving the production cruiser out now, but I don't even have this fully saturated, so I'm beginning to fall behind here in a big way. I'm going to get an artifact extraction out, which is nice, but Descara already has one due to the fact that I gave him field control in the very beginning. And actually it is AAVs coming out now, but railguns following it, of course. Probably this AAV is just, for the utility, for the smoke and all that kind of stuff. I didn't see the AAV there, so I'm not sure why I pulled back, but it seems like it was quite useful for me. You know, I feel like I've already learned an important lesson from casting this game. Let me tell you something, guys. If you want to get better at DOK, just watch your games. Like, that's the biggest thing that you can do. Also, look at this turret. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you just gotta watch your games. See, like, where did I go wrong? Where did I start falling behind here? And that is gonna be so valuable to you. You can see I'm gonna move out with my carrier to try to take out this turret. This is so slow. Production crews are almost certainly going to be finishing pretty soon for Descara, and then I'm going to be way behind. I do have the right unit to deal with this, but there are railguns on the field already. So I can't push out, I can't be aggressive, in which case the question is raised, why am I not on 3 bases yet, you know what I mean? So, I think I've talked enough about that. Actually, still no support cruiser from Descara, which is kind of interesting. He's really prioritizing military right here. I poke out here to see if I can... Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I poked out here to see if I could kill the turret with assault railguns, but the answer is no. Have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan, you know? Earn this! Anyway, right, I am going to weed out this turret. I am going to get onto 3 bases, but, you know, just a little slow. Actually, a lot slow, let's be honest. 4 railguns already out on the field. And I think in-game I was a little amazed to see how many railguns there were, but it's no surprise to me now. I do have tons of sand skimmers here, definitely outnumbering his LAV, so if there's some way I can find a way around these AAVs, I can do some damage to those railguns, but that's going to be a tall order. Especially when my only utility to get that done is assault railguns that don't even have dart maneuver. So I don't really know how I'm going to get that done, but that's kind of that's the goal right now. I am producing heavy railguns, but just, you know, more slowly, so. 4th base is going to be fully saturated when these salvagers arrive. He's extracting another artifact. It's going to bring it to 3. That's kind of where it gets dangerous. Descara really just looking like he's in control of this game right here. I haven't gotten any value out of the assault railguns. Not really gotten any value out of the sand skimmers. I'm just falling apart, guys. In fact, sand skimmer upgrades coming out like big time. I'm getting anti-air as well. Worried that Descara's going to go for air, but that's not the case here. He's going for assault cruisers. He's really getting used to that new balanced patch meta, because obviously assault cruisers are used a lot there. Okay, sand skimmers attacking the space runner. They're just going to go ahead and grab high ground right here. Now this I want you all to see. This is what tragedy looks like. I was very sad. At this point, his carrier is actually quite beefy, even though he hasn't gotten Power Reserve 1 yet, so I can't really use that advantage either. And you can see he's got, you know, 2 AAVs back here, 2 AAVs back here. He's definitely not going to fall prey to some kind of backstab with these sand skimmers, so. Descara playing this pretty much perfectly right. Very, passive-aggressive, can I say that? As in, he's, you know, very cautious to push out beyond this line kind of right here, but he's very aggressive in getting artifacts out and making sure he keeps the lead, etc. You know, pop a scanner down here to make sure there's nothing coming in on the back flank, and then I think I can begin to push in with my sand skimmers right here. Railgun's actually getting up on this hill, which is definitely the more aggressive position because he plans on, like, attacking over this hill right here. It's going to be difficult, though. Sand skimmers are coming in to give chase to these exposed railguns, but the AAVs are going to be able to come in time. They can even smoke to stop them from going down there. And although I had clearly superior number there, I actually lost. Looks like it's going to be 3 sand skimmers in that push, unless this guy gets out here. No, he's going to go down, so... Like, that kind of looked strange to me, but yeah, the railguns hit some nice shots there, and so I lost 3 sand skimmers for the price of, like, 1 LAV. Not the best. However, that has pulled his army out here. I'm going to stop this artifact, which is definitely more important, I think, but there is a lot of counterplay opening up right here. A lot of options that he has to attack in. He's going to play it passive again, though. Look at this. Being very, very safe. Honestly, I think that would be pretty crushing, but maybe he's expecting I've got something back there to defend. It's Bozocow. He doesn't leave any units back in his base to defend. Just attack him, man. That is actually, like, one of my biggest weaknesses, though, to be honest. But yeah, super passive play here, not even pushing it, not even getting this scanner. You live. Earn this! Honestly, pretty surprising. But perhaps it's wise, once again, because now he's got, you know, like 9 railguns, very powered carrier against, like, not an unhealthy number, but definitely not as many. I've got high ground here, but, you know, stealth railgun syndrome's going to come out there. I'm not going to be able to get more than 1 there, and I think I lost, like, 3 or maybe 2. You know, it doesn't matter that you have high ground when there's that many railguns against you, right? And pretty soon this is just going to snowball way out of control. His carrier is like the optimal unit for like bursting through like the line that I have on these dunes here. Railguns are going to start going down right now. Not very quickly, mind you, but they will. Yeah, once these railguns get over the hill, that's when things begin to change there. I have a little bit of a resistance that I can put up to this with these missile ships. I can dump a lot of damage on that carrier, and he won't really be able to push in now, but I'm definitely going to push off the 3rd base. And this is really probably the beginning of the end. There's even an assault cruiser in the mix ready to take out all these sand spinners. Artillery cruiser fabrication coming out. I mean, he doesn't even need that, but he's going to get it, you know what I mean? Here's the missile ships. They're dumping their damage in, which is good. We're getting this carrier down quite low, which should stop it from pushing in too aggressively, but honestly, with this many railguns, it doesn't even matter. And in fact, with my carrier still sliding down this hill here, it's very, very likely I could just get carrier snack right here. And as you will soon see, this is indeed the case. I'm going to try to get over this hill, but it is in vain. Just too many railguns in the area, not shooting interestingly, but yeah, they are there. And that is going to be game, despite the best efforts of this base runner right here to heal me up. No, it's not going to matter. So I think the flaws in my gameplay here are very obvious. Kind of trying to go for 2 things at once. Trying to go for early aggression, trying to go for like responsive military building, and trying to go for eco at the same time. It's like, Bozo, just pick one of them, you know what I mean? So definitely not my best game right here, but it was the first game of the tournament. I had to wake up early for this, you know. It's too much to ask for me on a Saturday. So we're going to move on to the next round. Probably tomorrow, actually. I won't get to that today. But this was a fun match, so props to Descara for playing that so safe, playing that so patiently. Even when he's up against someone who should in no way ever beat him, you know, it still takes him a long time. He really plays it safe. He's not going to take any risks and throw any games like that. So, very fun game right there. We can check out the stats if we want to real quick. As you can see, it's not really that far off. In fact, wow, that's really close. But yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, I suppose, in the fact that, you know, I was on 3 bases for a while, just later than him, you know, like, my beginning game was so risky to get so much money that I should have had, you know, like 2,000 more than him at least by the end, you know, if I was actually playing that properly, so. But that's the case. Like, 40 brave men gave their lives for this, I suppose.